Hey, Daily Dosers, happy bonus Monday. Oh, I hope you caught church this weekend. I really, really, really hope you caught our message this weekend. If you're a Daily Doser and you go to a different church and you have someplace else you're getting the Word of God in your life, I'm so glad you joined us for this. But on this weekend, don't. Go back and watch the message from this weekend. This is the most transformational truth I've ever experienced. I understood a little bit about Christianity, forgiveness, Jesus dying on the cross. I become a child of God. But until I started practicing being a child of God, I never experienced Christianity. I understood it, but I never experienced it. This is one of my top 3 life messages. I just gave it this last week, and I beg you, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. I referred to Psalms 139. We didn't have time to get into it. I want to take you there. We talked this week, and there's 2 truths. There's a truth about how you and I see ourselves, and there's a truth about how God sees us, and we can only walk in one of those truths. I love Psalm 139. It reads like this: "O Lord, you have searched me. You know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is even on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord. You also hemmed me in, behind and before. You've laid your hands on me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to even attain." I mean, where can I go from your spirit? Can I flee from your presence? If I go all the way up to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the very depths of the earth, you're still there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, as far east, or if I settle on the far side of the sea, for then that was west, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast. If I say maybe the darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like daylight. Because you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body, even as an embryo, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. That can be the most amazing, beautiful psalm in the Bible, or the most guilt, gut-wrenching, shameful thing I've ever read in my life. They're both true. God knows everything you've ever done, every thought, every motive, everything your hands have ever touched, everything you clicked on, everything you've seen, everything you've read, everything you've gone into, gone out of, and you're like, oh, God. And that's Psalm 139. And yet, at the end of that rant, the psalmist goes, this is wonderful, this is amazing. And you're like, who thinks that's wonderful and amazing? You're like, oh, it was written by David, the guy that played the harp and the guy that writes poetry. No, you and I just spent 47 weeks in the life of David. We know that dude's outsinned us. If there's a thing about sinning people, he did. He did. See, there's 2 truths about you and me. I can look at who I am and what I've done and my thoughts and my motives and what these hands have done and what's been done to me, and I can go, oh, God, I'm pitiful and I'm a wretch. And it's like, well, that's true. But there's a higher truth that says, God, you know everything about me. And in spite of that, you cannot take your eyes, your hands off of me. God, in spite of that, I can't flee from your presence. If I go to the height, to the depth, to the east or the west, if I try to hide myself in darkness, it's like light to you. Why? Because you made me. Because you knit me together in my mother's womb. Because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. We'll really challenge you this weekend. Do not let the fact that once we've gone through the adoption process by faith, that was this weekend's message, do not let the fact that then we become child of God become boring, mundane, unremarkable. This Monday, there's 2 truths about you. There's the truth about how I see myself because of who I am and what I've done, and that's true. And there's the truth of how God sees me. And Psalms 139 says, Chris, he knows who you are, what you've done, what you've thought. And he is so stinking, deeply, passionately, intimately in love with you that he gave his son to forgive all that. And he calls you his boy. You're his dude. You get to walk in one of those truths today. Daily Doser, on this Monday, choose wisely.